Okay, thank you very much. Let me thank again Michele for inviting us. We really wish we could have been there yesterday. And I'm here to present quite a different project, but although both projects were born where we were working together on something else. So this is how they are related, but still very different. Let me share my screen as well. Okay, so this is just so you have my contact info and the name of the presentation. Natural language processing, exploration of the Tractatus using semantica.ai. So I've been very interested in what AI and NLP, so natural language processing, are artificial intelligence algorithm to process basically books and text. It's what you see Google use, for example, when Google proposes you questions and answers on your results page now. So they are using AI to guess from the Google results what kind of questions people are asking. So those are this kind of tools, I've been very interested into what those tools can do in law and in philosophy, because those disciplines use very formal languages, and so there should be some things that NLP can do in those spaces where they maybe would not be able to do in spaces where language is less formal. Wittgenstein, especially the Tractatus, is extremely formal in its writing. So there might be some interesting things to do. And so one of them I want to show you today, which is also a work in progress. And now it's only been done on the French version of the Tractatus. So I'm very sorry about using only French examples. But it's a very nice French translation because it's one by Gilles Gaston Granger, which I really like. Quickly want to show you how the software works, and then we'll show you what it does on the Tractatus, and what we can learn for it or explore what we may do next with it. So it's a software we built, which is based on the idea that in some specific corpora of text, an author can define expressions as semantically equivalent, so as synonyms, basically. So, in law, you would have defining a contract would be defined as the private law of the parties who signed it, and then that means that those two expressions are semantically equivalent. Whenever you see contract, that means that this is the private law of the parties who signed the contract. And so applied to the Tractatus, it rests, as David Stern remarked, for me, it rests on a specific interpretation of the Tractatus. Maybe not everybody will interpret it this way, but it rests on a specific interpretation of the Tractatus that when a proposition states something like A is B, like the world is all that is the case, that means that for the remainder of the book, the expression the world and the expression all that is the case are semantically equivalent. So every time you find one, you might substitute it for the other. So if you rest on this assumption, then what the software we built, what it does is first it tries to, so does everybody see the page in French with the documentation right now?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing it does is it identifies automatically propositions where it thinks that there are what we call synonyms. So two expressions that are equivalent. So here we have proposition 1, 1.1, and 1.11 of the Tractatus, and on the right, a percentage of confidence that these proposition contain synonyms, and then a human being has to check what the computer has labeled. Then on stage 2, the AI is trying to guess what the synonyms are. So in the first, again, I'm sorry for having used the French version, but it was started more as a hobby. So we started with my favorite version. The AI is trying to guess which of the words are, which of the expressions are equivalent in the proposition. So in the first one, 100% confidence that the world is equivalent to all that is the case, 100% confidence that the world is equivalent to the totality of facts, not of things. And then the computer makes a mistake by thinking that all the facts are that the facts is equivalent as and that are all the facts, and so a human must check behind what the guess is, basically. Then after this, this is not useful to show. After this, we have basically a database of equivalent expressions that can be edited by a human being. And then when this is done, you can go on the website. So now there are only 2 sources used on the website, the French Civil Code and the Tractatus. And so this is an abridged version of the Tractatus with, I think, 15 or 20 pages. And for each expression, so the first proposition is the word is all that is the case. You can click here, and then you will see in deep blue every expression that is deemed substitutable. And then the lighter blue it becomes, the less probable it is that you can adequately substitute this proposition for another one and keep the same semantical content. So for example, if you put the word is all the facts, then here you check the grammar and it doesn't work. Here, if you do it here, then it works. All that is the case is the totality of facts, not of things. So if all objects are given, you can replace objects, and then they will give you entity and things as 100% substitutable, and then others which are less probable, and in fact are all false when they go when you go in a lighter blue. So you can replace objects by entities, and if you click here, it will correct the grammar so that the sentence is readable. Let me try to find some other ones. The image is a model of reality. You can substitute by the image is a model of the subsistence of state of things and of non-subsistence. And so by exploring it, the only time, so it basically creates a lot of semantical content for the Tractatus. So a lot of propositions that could have that look like they could have been, in the book. Some of them actually, some propositions that are in the book seem that they are constructed this way, by substituting a semantically equivalent proposition by another. So it's interesting because it gives some insight in the construction of the book. And there is one word for which it shows how ambiguously it is used in the book, which is the word proposition. And the word proposition is used in slightly different ways in the Tractatus at different places. And so the software shows this as well, that it doesn't reliably guess what proposition is, which I think is one of the things that is known on the book. And basically, yeah, this is where I am right now. Same as Laura, please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any comment or any want to participate in this project. We are now trying to extend it to several language versions, and also to think of other works such as Spinoza's Ethics, where there is a very heavy work on definitions and synonyms, and try to find what kind of research we can do on it. Here is my email on the in the chat, and yes, we'll now take questions for both, I guess.